Hari Om and good afternoon to all the esteemed educators that were assembled here today. It's indeed an honor and a privilege to be able to share my thoughts with all of you here today. I'd like to start, by sharing a recent experience of mine. I'd recently visited a school that is currently implementing our dot learning program in the kindergarten class. So I asked the teacher, I asked the principal, how's it going, ma'am? She looked at me and she said, ma'am, the biggest change I see is in my teachers. The very same teachers last year, they would yell at the children, they would scream at the children. But this year, the same teachers, they're so calm, they're so gentle with the children. And the children too, they're really engaging and responding and learning so joyfully. And these children also, they don't want to go home, they want to stay in school. In fact, one child apparently wakes his mom up at 5 in the morning and says, Amma, wake up, it's time to go to school. Let's go, we'll be late. So they're really learning joyfully in the classroom. Then some of the other visitors to some of the other schools where the program is running, they came back and they asked me, ma'am, there's no tech in the classroom, but the children are so engaged. They're learning, and the teachers also, they're so energetic, they're so motivated, they're so passionate. What's the secret? And in fact, one of the teachers told us, before the dot, I did not know I had the capability to do what I'm doing today. So, what's the secret? Anyway, I don't know whether it's working, but anyway. So what's the secret? It's trust. Trust in the teachers. Trust in the teachers by the management. Yes, my teachers can. Yes, my teachers are capable. Trust in the teachers by the parents. I know this teacher will take good care of my child. I know this teacher will help my child learn. And most importantly, trust in the teachers by the children themselves. The children trust that their teacher will take good care of them and will help them learn in the classroom. But what do we do as management? On the one hand, we believe our teachers can't, that they're not capable. And so we bring in technology, we bring in AI, we bring everything else to replace the teacher. And on the other hand, we tell them, go do the lesson plans, go teach. But do we empower them with the knowledge they need to run the classroom effectively? Do we enable them with the technology and the tools necessary to do effective lesson planning? Or we tell them, go manage the classrooms. But have we enabled them with the knowledge and the psychology of development, child development, how to deal with children, how to handle children, and also how do they manage themselves? And what about their own social and emotional well-being? One thing is the child's social and emotional well-being, and the other is their own emotional well-being. It's working now. This one. This. And we know in the early years, this is the first time the child is away from home. The first time they're leaving the security of their home. So when they come to the classroom, there's a lot of separation anxiety. They're quite anxious in the new environment. And who do they turn to? They turn to their teacher. The teacher becomes their mother. The teacher becomes their attachment figure. The teacher is the one who's supposed to make them feel safe and secure. And when a child feels safe in the classroom, when the child builds a trusting relationship with the teacher, what happens? The child is willing to learn. His child is ready to learn. So, when we think of trust in the teacher, we need to really think about, one, the interpersonal trust that the child has in the teacher. This means the child believes and trusts that this person, this teacher, will take good care of me, and I can approach this teacher whenever I need help. I feel safe with this teacher. So that's interpersonal trust. Now, if I ask you, who did you learn from better? A teacher who you liked, who you felt comfortable with it, was warm and kind? Or was it a teacher who was mean and you felt scared of? Which was the teacher that you liked? The kind one? How many of you would raise your hand and say you learned from the kind teacher? Yeah, I can see a few show of hands. So think about it. Then the other type of trust a child needs to build is what you call epistemic trust. So what does epistemic trust mean? It means I trust that this teacher has sufficient knowledge to help me learn what I need to learn. I know I can learn from this teacher confidently. So, I mean, all of us have the experience of having teachers that, she knows nothing, this teacher knows nothing. And then I just lose complete interest in the classroom. So for the child to be able to learn, they need to have both this interpersonal trust where I build this relationship and a connection and a bond with my teacher and I feel safe in her presence, as well as the confidence that my teacher knows enough to support me and to help me learn. So in our DOT program, what do we do? How do we help build the interpersonal trust? We start our training program by helping the teacher, talking about self-care and self-management of the teacher and their social-emotional well-being. And we help build confidence in the teacher by telling them that, you know what, you may be just a kindergarten teacher, but you are the most important teacher in a child's life because you lay the foundation for their future learning. And the type of experience they have in the early years classroom and the experience they have with the teacher in the classroom can greatly impact their relationship to studying, their relationship to learning, and in turn their academic success in the future. Right? And then how do we enable epistemic trust? We provide an app that gives all the information and the knowledge that the teacher needs to, along with lesson planning, so that she can execute the lesson plans effectively in the classroom. So the core is to support the teacher. That's very important. And what we've seen is when the child trusts the teacher, what happens? The child is ready to learn. And when the child learns, the parent is happy. When the parent is happy, management is happy, and they all begin to trust the teacher. The parent trusts the teacher, the management trusts the teacher. So this whole cycle of trust and happiness and joyful learning happens. And it all begins with building that trusting relationship between the teacher and the child. We all know that we humans are social beings. We crave connection. So when we entrust the entire education of our child to a computer, what happens? The child begins to feel isolated. There is no sense of belonging. And that impacts this emotional and social well-being, which in turn impacts their long-term academic success. So yes, technology is essential. We don't deny that. It's very important. But we just need to give it in the right hands at the right time. So the key message we're trying to say is, let's not try to replace our teachers with technology. Instead, let's empower them with the tools and technology to build their capacities. As teachers, serve as the key to every child's success. So, just a little video to show you how joyful, facilitating and joyful learning can happen in the classroom. There's volume. Yeah, the volume is not working, but that's so. But at least you get to see the children in action.
It's thing. What my you?
Yeah. So you see, when the teacher, so it all begins with the teacher. If the teacher is calm and enjoys the teaching process and builds a close relationship with the child, the whole process of learning happens automatically. Can I switch to the next slide? Yeah, okay. So I'd like to kind of end with this quote by Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst Carl Jung. It says, "One looks back with appreciation to the brilliant teachers, but with gratitude to those who touched our human feelings. The curriculum is so much necessary raw material, but warmth is the vital element for the growing plant and for the soul of the child." And Swamiji earlier talked about children do not need information, they need inspiration. So, who are the ones to inspire our children? It is the teachers. So we need to invest in our teachers. We need to equip them with the knowledge and help them with their learning and growth. We need to build their confidence. We need to build their social and emotional well-being. And we need to build their capacities and their capabilities. So, we need to place our trust in our teachers because they hold the key to our children's success. Thank you.